It's the comforting lie we tell ourselves every Friday night. I'll sleep in this weekend and fix everything. After a week of 5-hour nights, too much caffeine, and too many deadlines, the idea of catching up on sleep with a lazy Saturday morning feels like redemption in pajamas. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Sleep doesn't quite work like a bank. While you can pay back some of your rest debt in the short term, chronic sleep restriction builds a tab that weekend lions simply can't cover. And the damage done along the way doesn't always disappear with a few extra hours under the covers. Let's start with what is possible. After 1 or 2 nights of poor sleep, your body will crave more deep sleep and REM, the two most critical phases for physical restoration and memory consolidation. If you sleep longer the next night or two, your brain will prioritize these stages, and you might feel better. One study found that after a single night of sleep deprivation, people who got an extended recovery sleep the next night saw improvements in mood, cognitive function, and attention. In other words, the body is smart and does try to correct course briefly. But that's where the good news ends. When sleep deprivation becomes chronic, say, getting less than 6 hours per night for several days or weeks, the picture changes dramatically. Even when people try to catch up with longer weekend sleep, their cognitive performance, metabolic function, and mood don't return to baseline. In fact, research shows that repeated sleep restriction leads to cumulative deficits in reaction time, memory, and decision-making, even after 3 full nights of recovery sleep. So yes, you may feel slightly more human after that Sunday sleep-in, but you're still operating below capacity. Sleep debt also affects metabolic health in ways that recovery sleep can't fully undo. For example, 5 nights of short sleep can impair insulin sensitivity by up to 25%, increasing your risk for type 2 diabetes. And even after recovery sleep, insulin function doesn't bounce back entirely. Your body still remembers the metabolic insult. This isn't just about feeling tired. It's about cellular function, hormone regulation, and long-term disease risk. You can't binge sleep your way out of disrupted glucose metabolism or systemic inflammation. The cardiovascular system isn't impressed by catch-up sleep either. Sleep deprivation increases sympathetic nervous system activity, think, stress mode, raises blood pressure, and disturbs heart rate variability. These changes persist beyond short-term recovery periods. And if your week is filled with late nights and your weekend consists of crash sleeping, your circadian rhythm gets whiplash. This phenomenon, called social jet lag, means your internal clock is constantly shifting between weekday and weekend time zones, much like flying from New York to London and back every week. The result? Your sleep quality suffers, your brain gets confused, and Monday morning hits like a brick wall. Even more ironically, oversleeping on weekends can actually make your sleep worse. Long sleep-ins delay melatonin secretion the next evening, making it harder to fall asleep on Sunday night and setting up another bad week. This creates a frustrating cycle. Sleep less during the week, oversleep on the weekend, struggle to sleep Sunday night, and repeat. You're not recovering. You're oscillating between two dysfunctional patterns, each preventing the other from stabilizing. So if the goal is to actually recover, what works? Consistency. That's the golden rule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends, keeps your circadian rhythm stable and your sleep more efficient. You might not get 9 hours every night, but a consistent 7.5 beats a roller coaster of 5 then 10. It's about rhythm more than quantity. That doesn't mean all is lost if you've had a few short nights. Short naps, 10 to 30 minutes, strategic light exposure, reducing evening screen use, and managing stress can help ease your way back into quality sleep. But none of it replaces the protective power of regular, sufficient sleep. And the longer you defer it, the more sleep debt becomes less like a credit card and more like chronic damage that no amount of weekend sleep can erase. So no, you can't catch up on sleep like you can on emails. The body doesn't just hit save and resume where it left off. Sleep is a biological process that runs in real time, and when you miss it, the costs accrue quietly in your mood, your memory, your metabolism, and your longevity. Weekend sleep-ins may take the edge off, but they don't reverse the harm of repeated deprivation. In the end, the best way to recover from sleep loss is to stop incurring it in the first place. Sleep isn't a bank account. It's more like oxygen. Try holding your breath all week and breathing extra on Saturday. See how that goes.